All right, we are live on the internet here at the IIC-live.com, the inaugural International Indoor Championships. I'm here with our first guest of what hope to be an annual thing that we do with interviews of drivers from our industry from all over the world. We're here from Andrew Moore. Andrew, how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Awesome. Just your Fernando Gardini.
Fernando.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Come on. This is easy, Fernando. So, Andrew, is this your first time in Las Vegas?
I actually came last year, just when we came out to the World Championships. We just got a flight over from Florida over here, just for the weekend, just to chill out, basically. It was pretty cool.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. So some of these guys that don't know who you are, obviously you're not, you won't see you a lot here in America at the big races, but and tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been racing, your sponsors, things like that.
I'm from a place called Derby in England. Like I say, I've been racing for 18 years, so quite a while. Sponsors, Hot Bodies, HPI, Orion, KO, Horror Products. I think that's about it.
Yeah. Now you've had a lot of different cars that you've driven for and sponsors. Mm-hmm. What did you start with when you first started racing 18 years ago? What was it?
Started with a Tamiya Fox.
Really?
Yeah. It was pretty bad. And I was pretty bad as well, but I suppose everybody got to start somewhere. So.
Exactly. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you always, when did on-road become your I guess we say thing of choice, a form of racing of choice?
About 95, I think. I started racing for Oscar with David Spashit just after he won his World Championship.
Okay.
And I guess it was probably David who's pretty much coached me for like the last probably 10 years.
It's a pretty good coach to have.
Yeah, it was, yeah. He taught me a lot. In fact, he taught me probably most of the stuff I know now.
David's a great guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I know he wanted to be here. He's told me, for over the last year and a half, he really wanted to be here. But I think he's getting, is it married next week or something?
He's getting married. I think it's in November.
November?
Yeah, he's got a lot of family stuff going on at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he joked with me that he wanted to try to tell his wife this would be like a pre-honeymoon type, maybe come on, let's go to Vegas.
I don't think that would wash with Julie somehow.
No, not at all.
It was worth a try, I guess.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you're right, Fernando.
Fernando, yeah. So we won't say that, but you guys can read it. Let's hope it's not true. David's a good guy, and now you're here with Hara, who will be online here with us after Andrew.
Yep.
And Sir Karn's here.
Yep.
So you enjoy racing with all the guys together. Do you guys share information about the cars or setups?
Yeah, obviously all the time. Whenever we race together, then we work really closely together on the setups and things. Probably more so myself and Hara rather than Surikan, because he kind of goes off and does his own thing with Miura as his mechanic.
Sure.
But yeah, myself and Hara all the time. We always check what's going on, watch each other's cars, and try and get it dialed in.
Oh, that's good. That's good to see the teamwork that everybody does. Now, foam tires. I mean, what do you think of them?
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I mean, I've only raced foam tires like twice before. Did the Snowbirds 2 years ago and Cleveland last year.
Okay.
And this is like the third time I've ever run foam tires. So it's difficult, but it's fun. I mean, when you get it right, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you just drive it punched and it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now over in Europe, I mean, everything is still rubber tire. Is there any indication that foam is maybe on horizon that people want to try it?
Nope.
Strictly rubber tires.
It's always been rubber tires, and I think, well, I don't know, I can't see it changing in the near future, to be honest.
Yeah. Afra, you think would ever entertain it, or?
I doubt it.
Yeah. Rubber tires are the way it is.
It's going to stick with rubber. Yeah.
Since we're talking about things over there, what is your feeling? What are the main differences between, say, racing? You've been to a lot of races now in America, and racing, over in England and Europe. What is the differences?
I think everything over here always seems a little bit more relaxed. I seem to have more fun over here, to be honest. I don't know why, but so obviously the competition's always tough back home and tough here, but everybody seems to just enjoy themselves more here. I don't know whether that's right. That's my view on things anyway.
Now, here in America, in our big races, they've kind of become now long events.
Yeah.
You know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. From what I know, it's not like that back in England and Europe, is it?
There's only really the European Championships, which are start on a Wednesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The other, UK nationals are only, we practice on Saturday and race on Sunday, and that's it. The other small races, but like the LRP race, the DHI Cup, they're just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. So very limited practice there.
Yeah.
I know here in America, and myself, I race a lot, but we almost feel like we're entitled to a ton of practice. I know from my experience of talking to all the people overseas that we're kind of privileged here to have as much practice as we do sometimes.
I prefer to have lots of practice.
Sure.
I think I know we've only get 4 runs in the last 2 days, but everything's more relaxed. There's just a bit more time to get everything sorted. Back home, like the LRP race, we only get like 1 day of practice or one afternoon and evening of practice, and you don't really get that much time in between the runs to get everything sorted. So I don't know what it is. I just prefer racing over here.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad you were able to come and race with us and experience a big event in Vegas. This has been a dream of mine to do this for many years. I mentioned in the drivers' meeting.
This is awesome. This is cool.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, now that let's see what you guys are talking on the internet here. Let's type in some questions, guys. Obviously, we're not going to be able to answer everybody, but we'll be able to answer some questions. So, Fernando, nice and easy on the questions here. Nothing crazy, but go ahead to somebody far away, and let's see if we can get some. See, why you got to start like that? We get some good luck. What's your favorite type of carpet to race on and why? There we go. That was a good question. I mean, are in England all the indoor races, do they carpet? Is there a certain type of design? Like here, we're running on a fast track from Calandra. Pretty much majority of the tracks in America now run on this type of carpet. Is there something like that over there?
It's all pretty similar, to be honest. I mean, back home in England, we only race 12 scale on carpet. We don't. There's maybe only one sort of race series that runs during the winter that's on carpet back home, and it's similar carpet to this. The bigger races like the LRP race and the DHI Cup, again, it's very similar, to be honest. I think the LRP race has got slightly different carpet, but it all feels very, very much the same to drive on.
Okay.
This has obviously got a much higher bike because foam tyres.
With all the foam tires, sure. Roach Racing says, "What's your favorite class?" Is it touring or mod touring? Or
I think it's got to be modified touring. I don't race as much 12 scale anymore, to be honest. It is good when you do go and have a play, but modified touring most of the time.
Do you ever run off-road at all?
Nope.
Back home? No? Because I know when I was in Italy last month talking to Drescher, and he was saying the week gets back, he does a little off-road and on the grass, because I know they run it on grass and things like that in England, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I went and did one 8-scale off-road race with a friend of mine from HPI back home, but it was so bad that I probably won't bother again.
Track design, I really want to know his favorite circuit in the UK. Is there a local track or a
probably a place called Ashby.
Ashby?
It's like my local, it's my home track basically. It's about 20 minutes from my house. Unfortunately, we don't have a national there anymore, but for like the last probably 5 or 6 years, we've always had nationals there.
Roger Serafin says, is stock racing popular in the UK?
It is pretty popular, yeah. I mean, our national championships are split, 19 turn of stock, and then the modified races a separate track but on the same day. So we actually get, I think there's probably more people go and race stock in 19 turn than they do modified, but I don't know which is bigger, to be honest. I mean, I don't really go to any stock races, so I'm not too sure.
All right, here, Eugene Sia. He's from, he races up at my track. That's a good question, Eugene. Racing in the rain in America is like, if it starts to drizzle at all outdoor race, everything's locked down, shut down. In '96, when I went to the Tamiya Worlds in Japan, our practice day was in the rain. If we wanted to get any practice, we were wrapping our car in plastic and we went in the rain. It was awesome. I loved it. What do you think?
I think I'd rather do it the way you guys do it and pack up and go home.
Yeah.
To be honest, 'cause it's just too much hassle. But the European Championships this year, all of qualifying was wet.
Really?
Yeah, so it wasn't easy to say the least. You were having to strip your car down like every run and make sure all the bearings were flushed and make sure your radio gear was dry. It's not easy, to be honest. I would rather pack up.
I suppose twice as much work to do it. How do you know what to bring to a race so far away? That's a good question. What do you
Pretty
do?
much take the same stuff wherever I go.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really vary, to be honest.
Here's a good question. Now you obviously travel overseas, long flights. Obviously, security in the world has changed since the tragedy there in New York. And
Yep.
how do you pack your things? I mean, people always ask me about coming here. Do you carry your radio on your check-in luggage in
I
your
always
car?
put as much stuff as I possibly can in my check-in luggage.
Okay.
I just leave it all in there because you usually have most of the problems when you go through all the X-ray machines.
Okay.
So if it's all checked, it's not usually too much of a problem.
Excellent. Well,
Touch wood, I've not had.
Yeah, exactly. Lance says, what do you think of U.S. style tracks compared to Euro style tracks? That's a great question.
Most of the UK tracks are all much more wide and open. I assume he's referring to sort of outdoor asphalt tracks,
Sure.
but by far my favourite track anywhere is the Tamina track.
Oh, isn't that? I agree. It's just, man, it's awesome.
So cool.
It is.
It's just the right size. It's not too big and open. I can't think of a better track to race on.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Especially for the region race as well, when everybody's heads up racing every time. It's perfect.
It is. It's a great thing. That for those of you guys that have never been there, it's awesome. There's a little, you can call it chicane. We call it a kink. It's really a
infamous kink.
Oh, infamous. Yeah. I mean, it's like sections on Nuremberg or whatever real racetrack. It's the kink that everybody knows. It's the equalizer, and it keeps everybody on their toes there. Here's a question they're asking about brushless motors. Is brushless motor technology advancing in UK?
Not really as yet. I don't really think anybody's really played with it too much, to be honest. There's no class running alongside any modified or stock that I know of, so you don't really see it yet.
Okay.
But I guess sooner or later,
oh yeah,
things are going to pick up.
Definitely.
Orion have a new system coming soon. Obviously, the Novak guys have been working on stuff. So.
Yeah, working very hard, and LRP has theirs. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your night. I know you got some wrenching to do.
I have got some wrenching to do and some food to eat.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay,
I wish you the
problem.
best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks again, and thanks for everybody.